All right, let me start this video by thanking all the supporters of this channel. We picked up over 10,000 subscribers. We're averaging over 20,000 views. And I have to thank you guys. Just continue to, subscribe, uh, hit the notification bell, make comments, like, dislike, whatever it is. Your interactions is what keep us going. So I just want to thank the audience first. Now, since we're coming up to the end of season 3, I just wanted to touch on the problems and solutions that we went over this season. And we're going to start with the extinction of the traditional housewife in the Black community.
Oh, Lord, look at my wife.
That was the first video from the season. And I know a lot of women in our community want to be married or in a long-term relationship. I know that a lot of you guys don't realize this until later on, till you've already went through most of your 20s and maybe some of your 30s. But eventually, most females do want to have a husband or long-term partner. We know that. But in the Black community, only 1 in 4 Black females ever marry in their lifetime. And the older you get, ladies, the less likely it is that that'll ever happen for you. Now, this channel has been trying to give solutions to ladies who sort of, I don't really want to say wasted, but prioritize other things in their younger years. And now you ladies are a little older, you're wanting something different, and I'm hoping that I'm giving you guys the information you need to find that. The extinction of the traditional Black housewife. It's hard to fathom how fast this has happened in our community. Because Black women went from being the most married to the least. We had more families to now the least. And when I speak of a family, I'm speaking of a man, woman, and children. That's a family. So even if you're a woman who, say you grew up in an orphanage or, in social services, and you don't know your real blood family, as a woman, you make your family. We know this as men. When we get with our women and have our children, that's our family. That's first. The extinction of the Black housewife, man, I don't know how it happened so fast. I don't know how our community allowed the brainwashing to think that women don't need men. Especially women who want to have children or who have children. And I know that a lot of you guys don't like to hear the statistics, and the statistics are not you. You're the exception to the rule. I'm the special one. If that was true, the statistics would show it. Everybody can't be special. Just like everybody is not going to get married and have a happy relationship. It's not going to happen for everybody. But if you put the work into a relationship that you put into getting your job or your degree, you put a work into a man that you put into getting up every day and going to slave for somebody, because for some reason, women believe that submitting to a man is some kind of slavery or something bad. But I'll get up and submit to a job or a school every day without fail. Never, ever thinking that it's a problem with that. When that job or that school could never do more for your life than a good man. Never do more for your kids than a good man. It's impossible for anybody to tell you that you're going to get more reward from that job than you are from a good man, a good father, a good husband. Now, I know a lot of women who want to be married, the things that they look for are not even practical. You want a leader, but you want a partner. Just the words and definitions themselves are totally opposite. Partners are equal. Leaders have followers. You want a friend, but you want a husband. Your husband is not supposed to be your friend. He ain't supposed to be your friend. He's your leader. Any of y'all who have a business, and a lot of you ladies have businesses or work for a business, when you're friends with the boss, that leads to problems, right? If you own a business and you're friends with your employees, that leads to problems. So looking for a friend or a partner to be your husband or long-term companion is just the wrong way to even look at it. I know that a lot of y'all say, well, I don't want to sit at home. I want to work and all that. Given the choice, and this is why I think women are the most educated, dumbest people I've ever seen. Because if you could give men the choice to sit at home, keep the house clean, fuck you, and raise children, and that's all they got to do, ain't got to pay no bills or work nothing, whole lot of men to take that. And a lot of you ladies are supporting men right now that don't work. A lot of y'all support men right now that don't work just so you can have companionship. I would think that most women don't even want the responsibility of being the head of the household. Don't want to always be making the major decisions in life, handling all the problems. At least most women I know. Now, a lot of you women who are trying to be men, you relish that. But you can't handle it. Your ass crying on Valentine's Day, you crying on your birthday, you crying on Christmas because you laying there by yourself. Making all kind of money, big ass empty house by yourself. Ain't making no memories. And then guess what? When you die, whoever you gonna get that house, gonna sell it. And take all your hard working money and spend it on somebody else or themselves. I never understood women prioritizing something that leaves no legacy for them. Money. You prioritize money and you make excuses to make money more important than your family. Oh, I gotta survive. Look, if you knew how to treat a man, you would never have a problem surviving. See, when women were married at 80%, you wouldn't even see a 30-year-old single woman. You might see a 30-year-old divorcee or widow. But most women didn't make it to 30 years old without a husband. And the community was stronger. So y'all grandmothers and great grandmothers are way better women than you guys will ever be. Unless you put in the work. Unless you put in the work. You might be a great accountant. You might be a great secretary or a great social worker. Because you put that work in. How are you going to be a great wife if you don't put the work in? Please explain that to me. So for the 2.5 women out of 10 that get married in their lifetime, you're still not being traditional wives. This is why the divorce rate is so high in our community. Because 80% of the divorces are initiated by women. Women are destroying their own homes because they think they can do better. One of the problems that I used to hear all the time was infidelity. But new studies show women are cheating more than men. And with 63% of the black men in the middle class, that excuse of ain't no good men around Again, the past pro bro movement to go find a wife to represent their family name and raise their children is so big because here in America, most of you don't qualify for what you think you qualify for. Most of you don't rate a good husband. You don't. Because what you want is a millionaire. All of y'all want millionaires. It ain't even that many millionaires to go around. It's not. If you get a young guy with $1 million, you think he's going to be loyal to you? To his kids? The thing you have to remember is, you guys are on a clock, ladies. And the longer you let that clock tick without being in a committed relationship, the less likely you're going to get the type of relationship you really want. That millionaire. I don't know no millionaire out here, and he, don't get me wrong, he could be in his 80s. He ain't out here looking for no 45-year-old woman. No 40-year-old woman. He ain't. So your youth, ladies, because you're born with your value, that's when you're worth the most in the dating market. No man cares about your accolades. Accolades, makeup, designer clothes, all that stuff is for y'all to compete with other women. None of that is anything that a man has ever asked for from you. No man has said, hey, I can't go out with you because you ain't got enough makeup on. Oh, your eyelashes too short. You need to put on some fake eyelashes. Oh, that wig ain't nice. Put on another. No man has ever asked you that in your life. And for most of you ladies, no man has ever left you. You've always left a man. So going into relationships with fear, how can you be a traditional housewife? A traditional housewife has to be able to count on her man. She has to be able to depend on her man. And you ladies are afraid to depend on men. For some unknown reason, because what if he leaves me? That's what y'all think. I got to be able to take care of me in case he leaves. No man leaves his family. No man. Unless he's being disrespected or cheated on. Men stay in situations they don't even want to be in because they're loyal to their family name. His wife is his representation when he's not around. How many of you ladies think that the average woman could even represent somebody in a nice way? When everything you see shows women masculine, fighting, cussing, loud, hoish dressing, looking like clowns. How do you represent somebody's family name like that? So our community is falling apart and stagnant. The community is not progressing because we have so many single mothers and so many men not having children and being in the home. Birth rates are down. Blacks used to be the second highest minority in the United States. Now we're the third. Hispanics have passed us. Because even though Hispanics come here, can't speak the language, struggle, come here penniless, walk for months to get here, walk for months through places they don't know anybody, come here, don't speak the language, don't know anybody. They still stress family. They still stress family as more important than money. They gonna work hard for their money, but they gonna take care of their family. And black women disrespect black men so much that you don't trust us to do that. Because if you line up 10 black men, all you ladies, all 10 of the ladies on the other wall, I only fucking 2 of those guys. You only fucking 2 of the guys. So the other 8 guys you're ignoring, who 63% of men got means to take care of a family and put you in a middle class situation, a better situation you're probably in now. You would rather pay 100% of your own bills and fuck on somebody that somebody else is already fucking on. Have babies with somebody that already got babies with somebody else. It's a con, ladies. Keeping you single keeps the economy going. So the traditional black housewife is, again, like I said in the video, you're like the Hask eagle. It's going extinct. You can see yourself going extinct and you ain't even doing nothing about it. See, I know that these videos are not going to hit everybody. A lot of y'all think I'm full of shit. Till you're 45 and by yourself. Till you're 50 and can't even get nobody to fuck you. Then you know I'm not full of shit. Women are becoming the largest segment of the homeless community. Look it up. They're getting old. Nobody wants them. They ain't got enough money to retire on. And they depend on the government. See, daddy government gave you the option. Stick with your black men or come out here and you ain't gonna need a man. We're gonna give you Section 8 housing. We're gonna give you food stamps. We're gonna even throw in a little siphon of money every month. And ladies jumped all over it, thinking that it was something special. But the numbers show you ladies are unhappy, on meds for depression and anxiety. It's not working. The community has to get back to traditions that work for the community to progress. It used to be single mothers were teen mothers. That used to be the biggest swath of single mothers, teen mothers. The biggest swath of single mothers now are in their 30s. You ladies are waiting to have relationships, waiting to get married, to go to school and pick up on careers, and then having a baby and figuring you don't need a man because you got a career. Who's raising your kid? 75 to 80% of those kids are becoming degenerates in the community. Burdens on society. Criminals. Prostitutes. Topless dancers. Robbers. This is what the community, and this is why the community is not progressing. It's not progressing. Because now instead of the teen moms, you got these 30-year-old ladies trying to raise kids by themselves, and you're getting the same results. A man is necessary to raise a family. It's not a family without a man. And 80% of the children born in the black community are to single mothers. 8 out of 10. Again, we're going to keep 10 figures lined up on those walls. Single mothers. Why? Why do you want to make your life so hard? I don't understand. Why do you think you can't depend on a man? Maybe because when you were little, they start teaching you different stuff that made you fear men. So you think men are bad just on their own, just from being a man. That makes them a bad person. That you got to fear them. Because you go into relationships with fear. I need a backup plan. Why? If you put the work, you got a backup plan for your job, you got a second job you're holding on to that you can leave your first job for. You might have a second job because you need to pay bills. You ain't got it to take over for your first job. You have a main job that helps you survive. When you can have a main man that helps you survive. Because men don't mind sharing their resources, ladies. They don't. It's you all who don't want to share your resources. It's you all spending all your money competing against other women. It's you all walking out the house looking like clowns and whores. But you always try to find a way to twist it onto the man. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Those are your explanations to the men. Oh, you got hurt. I know you make a lot of emotional-based decisions. Very few logical-based decisions. We know that. This is just what women do. And you're going to get hurt when you use your emotions as your main source of making a decision. Of course you're going to get hurt. Everybody has had a broken heart in their life. Everybody. Might have happened when you was 10 or 12. Might have happened when you was 35. But everybody's had their heart broke. That don't mean you give up. That don't mean that you can't have a good life, a good family, a good relationship. It don't mean that. The traditional housewife. That's the problem in the community. And we did a video on the solution. And I'm hoping that this recap that I'm doing will help you ladies see that that's something you need to really look to. That's something that if for you 2 out of 10, 2.5, that'll ever get married and ever maybe want to be, maybe the other 7.5 don't want to be married. Don't get me wrong. No man is going to stop you from walking out the house looking like a hoe and being a hoe. Men love hoes. We love to have sex. Everything we do is for women and for sex. Clothes, jewelry, cars, flashing. For sex. That's what it's for. Now, we went into another video about fun girls. And is it even necessary? Or do you even qualify to be a man's wife or long-term partner? See, with 7.5 out of 10 of y'all being fun girls, most men who are attractive and charming and tall and got a little money going for them, they're not going to stick around. They don't need a wife. They don't need that. Because there's fun girls. And everything we do is for sex. Fun girls take care of that for us. Fun girls take care of that. The girls who come out see through everything. You can see it all. Can't be representing nobody. Not nobody she loves, admires, and respects. So she's a fun girl. And with most women, being fun girls, a lot of men don't have to commit to you. They can leave the country and go get a wife and not bring her back here. Because so many of you girls have fell to the fun girl category. Let's just have fun. Let's just have fun. Life's short. This is the stuff that you guys are sold. Life's short. Let's just have fun with it. Ladies, if you think you put on the earth to have fun, more power to you, because we need you. We need fun girls. And a lot of y'all are. Y'all fun girls. And that's why we did the video on it. You dress like a hoe. You put on makeup like a clown. You put on fake shit like a fucking movie star. You're fun. None of that is what men want. And the one thing ladies don't care about is what men want. Y'all really don't care about it. But if you want to be a traditional housewife, you should. If you want a man you can depend on, you should care about it. You should care about what that man wants. Because if you give him what he wants, you'll get what you want. So we went from the fun girl aspect, which explains itself, to technology. One of our most popular videos this season was about technology and how robotics and AI is going to replace the need to even talk to women in the future, and not in the distant future. I'm talking about in the next 10 to 20 years, in your lifetime. In your lifetime, sex robots will become a regular thing, as common as a car. So what's going to happen? They're selling them now. They started working on them in 2007. So for over a decade, they've been perfecting these things. The movements that they're doing now, the motors that they can put in, they're thinking from the AI. I swear, I watch TV with my girl and we see people and we think they robots. We think they're robots because of how they move. The robots are moving just like people. They're moving robotics has advanced that much. They're moving just like people. And think about it. You can think that's full of shit, that ain't finna happen, all that. Think about the jobs that AI and robotics is taking away right now. Just jobs, just careers. Just careers. Think about the jobs. Think about when you go to the grocery store, now you self-checkout. When I was a kid, you went to the gas station, somebody pumped your gas, checked the oil, cleaned your windows, checked the tire pressure. You go to the gas station, now you're doing all that shit yourself. That's advancements in the technology. AI is writing college papers. AI is flying planes with no pilots, driving cars with no drivers. So you ain't gonna need a bus driver. You ain't gonna need a truck driver, a pilot. Military people, even. AI is advancing in that realm. And if you think it's not going to advance on the billions of dollars in the sex industry, you're wrong. A lot of ladies now count on the sex industry to make their money. That shit's going to die out. Just like every industry usually does with advancements. Used to be a time guys was putting cars together. Now it's robots putting cars together. Yeah, the majority of the cars put together by a robot now. Thousands of jobs lost. There was a time you could walk from one car factory, quit that day, go to another car factory, be hired that day. That's how it would be. It ain't like that no more. Even though it's 10 million more jobs than there are people right now in the United States. 10 million more job openings than there are people. But most of our community can't work on no robotics or AI. So that's a lot of jobs that just going to be open. And all you women that's in call centers, waitressing, all that kind of stuff, robots are going to take care of that. Shit, Domino's are sending out pizzas right now being delivered by robots. Delivered by a car with no driver. AI and robotics will replace the need for men to even talk to women. Because men only talk to you now for sexual access. That's the only reason a man is talking to you. Not because he's really interested in your opinion on something. Unless maybe it's work. So ladies, these are the changes that are going on in the world and the problems in our community that need to be dealt with. Because I promise you life is easier when you got somebody in your corner. Especially somebody that you can love and respect. It really is. Life is better. Men lead, women follow. The problem is women don't know how to pick men. You don't know how to pick men. You want the same guy that the bitch around the corner just fucked and had a baby with. You want that guy. Because now they broke up. Because he ain't going to take care of his kid. That's the guy you want. And you have babies with these guys. And then after you have a baby with these guys, you want a better guy. Because you found out the guy ain't shit. Now you want a guy. And I don't get it, ladies. Your careers are so important to you. Your degrees are so important to you. But when you have children, you don't want to work and pay bills. Now, a lot of y'all say, oh yeah, I want to work and pay. No, you don't. You want to raise your kids. Because you can't work and pay bills and raise your kids. You can't. The daycare can raise your kid. Your cousin or your grandmama or your mama can raise your kid. But you can't instill your values in that kid. That kid is going to learn what it learns from somebody else. Maybe in the future you have a babysitting robot. I don't know. Technology is that advanced though, and it's moving faster than ever. The more that these computers learn with AI, the faster technology is moving. Watch how cures start coming out for diseases. Watch how fast they start coming out. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe there's cures for diseases now, but it's more money in the treatment than in the cure. And it's always been about money. That's why you guys are duped into believing that being by yourself is better than being with a man. It's about money. When you guys are spending 75 to 80 cents on every dollar that's being spent, women are spending that. 75% of all the debt in this country is to women. You're financing shit and buying shit to compete with other women. To be single and compete for the same guy that all of y'all is fucking. Y'all all fucking the same two guys. Those 10 women are all fucking the same two guys. So you got to compete. You got to look better. You got to have a better dress. You got to have a better car. You think you got to have a better career, but no real man give a fuck about your career because you don't want to pay no bills anyway. We'd rather have you raising our children, teaching them properly, keeping them out of jail and off the street. That's what we'd rather have you doing than spending 10 hours a day away from them. I don't see how that's a mother. My mother never spent 10 hours a day away from me. But of course, your grandmothers and great-grandmothers, way better than you girls. Way stronger and had way less. Washing machines used to fucking have to get hung on. You had to wash your clothes and hang them up on a line. Run them through a little strainer that would push all the water off of them. And then hang them outside. When they dry, you go out and pick them off the line, fold and put them up. Y'all don't have to do nothing like that. Microwaves. You can heat up a meal in 2 minutes. Those ladies all had to cook from scratch. Now, I'm not saying you need to cook from scratch. I think you should take advantage of the technology. I do. Because when them sex robots come out, men are going to take advantage of technology for real. For real. But I know that your grandmothers and your great-grandmothers did way more than you guys with a lot less because you guys are weak and spoiled and soft. So let technology come in and take your men away. You would think the way that you guys act that you have a lot of options with men. But every study on every date site says black females are the least desired. Black females are also, according to the Department of Health and Human Services, the biggest group of women. You're also the most educated group of women. So how can you be so smart and do such stupid stuff? You're bigger than men at your height, 5'4", 180 pounds. You're almost 200 pounds at 5'4", when the average man is 5'9" and 169, 70 pounds. That's ridiculous. It's like the Hask eagle. You can see the extinction coming and you won't change your behavior to stop it. Sounds to me like a lot of you guys want to die alone. Don't die alone, ladies. It's unnecessary. Don't die alone.